What is up, my Arabian homies? It's me, your boy Gax, back again with another shitty video. In today's shitty video, we're going to be talking about a very interesting topic for today, and that is the whole KittenSneeze drama. For those who don't know who KittenSneeze is, allow me to give you a brief summary. KittenSneeze is a popular animation channel in the Amazing Digital Circus fandom. For those who don't know what the Amazing Digital Circus is, you generally have been living under a rock. What the hell have you been up to? Basically, it's a very popular series on Glitch that you should check out in your own free time. But back on topic, KittenSneeze is well known in the fandom for her popular fan songs and animations for the community. I know her from her very popular music video, A Little Bit Bad. There's more stuff to know about her, but for now, that's the brief summary I have for you for her. So you might be wondering, what kind of drama has Miss KittenSneeze got herself into? Well, you see, basically a lot. You see, people have a massive issue with her being in a digital circus fan project where she voices as Pomni. At first, people were pressed that she doesn't sound like Pomni, then they transformed into bringing her old controversy to the light. Controversy like drawing a Nazi art when she was 13, saying slurs when she was 17, and of course, falsely accusing one of her friends of being a groomer, her friend being jakeneutron, a figure that might become important later on in this video. And when researching most of this stuff that's been thrown at her, I have to say that a lot of it is just honestly bullshit. Like, yeah, she drew Nazi art when she was 13, something she already apologized for, and for the slurs thing too, and the whole jakeneutron groomer shit. Apologized for all three of these things a long time ago. Yet people have an issue with it for some reason, despite the fact that it's been so damn long. Like, unless KittenSneeze groomed a minor and got away with it or did something more horrendous, the point of bringing this up is irrelevant to the matter. But hey, we're not going to be talking about the whole KittenSneeze drama because that's a whole rabbit hole that should be talked about later on. But instead, what I'm going to talk about is someone else's coverage of the situation, as I found it to be honestly disingenuous and very scummy. And the person I'm referring to is a creator by the name of SH, who made a series of videos about this drama and has said multiple things that are not either true, has no receipts or evidence to back it up, or is just bullshit. So today we'll be looking over his series of videos and talk about why they're kinda shite. So grab your snacks, your drinks, and get comfortable as I once again bully another creator for being a complete moron. And also bring up some other interesting things about them, as this guy is a very interesting individual and God knows what else he has in his closet. So let's dive right into the very first video.
Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Inside the Dumpster Fire, where today we'll be covering one of the funniest but also saddest situations I've ever seen on the internet. We're going to be talking about an individual that goes by the name of KittenSneeze. Oh, KittenSneeze. I don't need to give any introductions on who this is. You might know them for their various fan songs, or their FNF mods, or their Let's Play videos with Spinel. I mostly know about them because of their Spinel content. They even made an entire mod about Spinel, but I'm not here to praise this person for their work, unfortunately. I'm here for another reason. Every once in a while, a random nobody would come out of the woodworks to expose KittenSneeze for being this Nazi supporter and drawing herself as a Nazi, but she doesn't do this anymore. However, her reasoning is genuinely hilarious. Guys, I didn't know that that Nazis were bad. It's genuinely fucking hilarious. It's like me going around and being like, guys, I didn't know murder was bad, and I also didn't know human trafficking was bad. What the hell are you talking about?
We're only a minute and 8 seconds into the video and already he's being malicious and disingenuous because he left out an important piece of information that is actually relevant to what he's saying. And that is the fact that KittenSneeze was 13 years old when she drew the Nazi art. Again, she was 13, a dumb kid who wouldn't know anything about the Holocaust because, well, why would she? Not every single 13-year-old is going to have any knowledge about the Holocaust unless it was taught to them in school, which isn't a 100% guarantee because not every school is going to teach about this kind of topic. Like, to expect a 13-year-old to have some kind of knowledge about the most horrific event in history is just really just unreasonable because not every single kid is going to know about Nazis or murder or human trafficking. That's just plain out stupid. we're only, again, a minute into his video and he's already being disingenuous by using like her reasoning as if it was dumb. Like, this is just disingenuous behavior right here. Gee, I guess I have to expect my 13-year-old son to know about the Ottoman Empire or about Jack the Ripper, because apparently when you're 13 years old, he's gonna have that knowledge in your head. Like, again, SH is just being very malicious here.
How is that not obvious to you? How do you not know that? And this is all because she was gonna voice Pomni in some Digital Circus fan project, which, by the way, she doesn't even sound like Pomni. Just gonna be honest about that. But this time around, I think people actually have a right to be mad with her. This is another one of those situations of big creator gets exposed for something and handles the situation pretty poorly, and nothing happens. The cycle continues over and over again. It gets brought up again to then be forgotten about again. And of course her stupid fans are not going to question her on this because they probably don't know, and they probably don't care.
Wow, you sure said words. Words of no substance. Okay, so there's a lot of things to cover here. First things first, why the hell does it matter if she doesn't sound like Pomni? I feel like that's irrelevant to the subject at hand. And another thing is... Like, what are you on about? She already issued multiple apologies over this controversy and already amended for her mistakes. Like, brother, it's been years now. She apologized, move the fuck on. This isn't some, like, big shocking revelations or anything. This was, like, addressed years ago and she already took accountability for it. I don't think someone should be shot on for doing stupid shit when they were a kid. Like, again, if KittenSneeze did something horrible, like, again, grooming a child and got away with it years ago, that would be worth calling out. But if we're really gonna go after her for being edgy as a dumb kid, then you lost me, because that is not important. I feel like there's more pressing things to pursue than harassing a creator for having an edgy past. That's just really dumb. And again, you saying, oh, how come you didn't know this thing was bad? Again, she was 13, and in one of her apologies, she made it clear that she wasn't taught this by her school. So if anything, you should fault her school for not doing a good job at it. Granted, you could say she's lying, which could be the possibility, but in this video, we did establish that not every single school has taught the Holocaust to their middle schoolers, and it could be a possibility that, hey, KittenSneeze's school was one of them. So you can't really fault her for not knowing if her school did a bad job of not teaching it to her.
It reminds me of the Has-Been Hotel album stuff where Vipsy Pop LARPed as one of her characters and told her fans to fuck off, even knowing there was an obvious problem. It's hard for me to give somebody like KittenSneeze the benefit of the doubt. They had years and years to address this properly, but refused to. And it's even worse because now there's even more allegations about this person. The Nazi stuff is not just the problem here, and I don't care about, oh, she was 17 when she did this. It's the fact that when she got called out for this, she decided that she would falsely accuse somebody of being a groomer. And not just that, we also have predator allegations and also harassment. Of course there's harassment, are you surprised? What am I supposed to do with this stuff? Just sit here and pretend that it's fake? I don't know if it's fake, and that's because KittenSneeze will probably never address it.
I don't know if it's fake because KittenSneeze probably won't address it. My brother, are you by chance retarded? This is a very important question. Please answer. Right, so there's a lot of things to uncover here, but first things first, she was not 17. She was 13 when she drew this art. Get your info correct. Second thing is, she has already addressed this and issued 4 apologies. She apologized. Let it go, my brother. It's not that deep. And third of all, yes, the grooming allegations. If you don't know, KittenSneeze, again, did something stupid, made false grooming allegations against one of her friends, jakeneutron, and it was just one of the most fucked up things he can ever do. Now, thankfully, she retracted what she said, issued an apology to Jake himself, and they worked things out because that's how friends, work things out. They talk to each other and she apologized. So it's clear that, Jake has no issues with her. So I don't know why this guy is acting as if like she didn't take any kind of accountability when we already established she has issued 4 different apologies, apologizing for all her shit and taking accountability for what she did. This is the most bullshit video I've ever seen. Like, I know my videos are not top tier and I might do some surface level research, but at least I double check what I'm saying before I say it. This guy, he's just a bumbling buffoon. Not even a funny one. I can't laugh at this crap. This is just painful to watch because he's just being stupid.
To the grooming allegations, do you guys know who JakeNeutron is? He's the guy that made the Jack's Toys song. What if I told you that he was the one to expose KittenSneeze and then they became best friends? I'm not even kidding. I've never seen that before. Jake, you were literally framed as a groomer. How could you be okay with this, man? And when the opportunity is open, he defends his queen no matter what. It's shit like this that makes me lose any and all respect for these type of people, and I do hope that the people that have worked with this guy decide to cut ties with him. They probably won't though, due to them not knowing, and I do not expect a response to be made.
What kind of parasocial shit did I just listen to? Like, I get being upset that KittenSneeze, like, made false allegations against JakeNeutron. In my opinion, that's the most evil shit you can do. You are a genuine piece of shit if you did this. But if I have to take a guess, I would say that she talked to him in DMs, and both of them sort this shit out and just talked. You know, personally, if I were Jake, I would have cut her off right there. But hey, I'm not Jake. You know, they're friends. They talked and they cleared things up, you know, and she did apologize for it. So good on her. But I just, personally, I would just be like, nah, just go fuck yourself. But yeah, like, it's just funny to me. This guy is being like, oh, how could you forgive her like that, bro? And I hope no one works with you anymore because you decided to forgive someone who... Like, it's just the most parasocial shit I've ever heard in my life. Like, this is the same shit I expect from Twitter Minecraft stans, not a goddamn fucking commentary YouTuber. At least, I assume this guy's a commentary YouTuber. I honestly don't know. If anything, this guy might be some kind of furry.
And it gets worse. What the fuck? You downplay rape and you made porn of this person when they were like 17? That's fucking weird. Can't wait for this to never be addressed so I can sit here and wonder if these allegations are real or not. Oh, and also, you're literally black, Jake. How are you okay with your friend casually dropping the N-word?
Oh boy, there's a lot of things to go over here. First things first, regarding the whole victim thing right here, we don't know a lot about the situation from an outside perspective. It just looks like a couple of friends discussing or speculating what happened. And you could say that Jake's like attitude was a bit too hostile towards the victim in question. But again, we don't know the true story behind it. We don't know the story between the victim and his friend Luke. Like, we just don't know anything about it to make that conclusion that they were downplaying her, you know, assault. So you can't make that conclusion yet. Second thing is, you say that you don't know if these allegations are real or false, but you still put them in anyways? Huh. Like, I don't mind you doing it if you're like covering the whole thing, but like if you're not sure if it's real or false, why put them? That just seems like an odd choice. That just seems a bit reckless of you, Mr. SH. And final thing, this clip.
Oh, and also, you're literally black, Jake. How are you okay with your friend casually dropping the N-word?
Okay, brother, what the fuck? Jake, you're literally black. Why didn't you get upset at your friend for saying the N-word when they were 17? Like, do I even have to explain why this is stupid and why it's just plain out malicious? Buddy, she was 17, already issued an apology regarding the whole thing, and just, you know, it's in the past. Why would Jake be upset at her for doing something stupid when she was young, already took accountability for it, and moved on? That's just really petty and stupid. And I really like how you emphasize that Jake is black. Okay, and just because Jake is black, that means he has to forever hate KittenSneeze for saying a dumb word when she was a dumb kid? That's just really shitty on your part. I mean, you gotta really love how these people claim that they care about black people, but when the black people in question just don't agree with this person's narrative, they immediately switch around and say, well, you're not black. Why aren't you mad at this? It's racist. And then the black people are like, I just don't care, bro. It's not that deep. Regardless, that's all for the first video. It was a mess. A lot of holes, misinformation, and just plain out stupidity. But hey, what do I expect from a Sonic fan? In any case, let's move on to this video right here. Yeah, it's short, but I guarantee you it does matter and does really hammer in my point a bit to explain why this guy's coverage on KittenSneeze and JakeNeutron is a disaster. So let's dive right in.
Guess what? I got banned from the JakeNeutron Discord server. So, check this out. Look at this. Yeah, I can't get in. You know, I'm banned. I am straight up banned from the server. I can't get in. And you might be wondering, hey, why did you get banned? Well, this is because I decided to go in there, and I was just like, okay, what would happen if I decided to, talk about well, not talk about, but inform somebody that works with JakeNeutron about the situation at hand. And so, I actually went out of my way to pin them, show them 2 screenshots, and then leave. That's it. And then I decided to come back later, and, yeah, I can't get in. I'm banned. So, it's not really looking good, to be honest. It's not like it's the hardest thing ever to respond to, like, simple allegations. Like, it's not that hard to, like, oh, yeah, this is fake. I can provide this and that. It's not really that hard, so I don't really have much else to say about this. There's not much more that can be said. I know this situation will just be swept under the rug, because, of course, that's it. There's nothing more that I can say. This will get brought up, like, 2 years later, and then it will be forgotten again. Which sucks. I hate this. But that's it. Bye-bye. Just wanted to let you all know about this.
Right, so this isn't an example of any malicious behavior, but just utter stupidity. Because not once did this guy provide any screenshots or screen recording of him going to jakeneutron's Discord server and having this civil discussion he's describing, that he just pinged one of the people working with Jake, telling them about the situation and just dipping. For all we know, he could have joined and started spamming everyone about the situation, being genuinely annoying, disturbing the peace, and being a genuine nuisance in the server, and he got banned for that. For all we know, that's what could have happened, because this guy failed one simple task, and that is provide receipts of what you're saying, because for all we know, he could be lying out of his ass. This is just a case of stupidity and, of course, a case of, oh, trust me, bro, I said it. Anytime he says something, he doesn't back it up with any reliable source or any other receipts. It just comes out of his mouth, and we're supposed to trust it because he said it. Which will actually play a much bigger role in the next video we'll be taking a look at, and hopefully the final video.
Didn't want to make this video. Hi everyone, how are you doing? I'm not doing so great. Why? Because I gotta talk about this crack addict once again. Last month, I made a video on the content creator KittenSneeze, and I thought that I wouldn't be talking about her again, or I would never be talking about her ever again. But here I am. So what changed? Well, I was curious to see if people were still talking about KittenSneeze, and especially jakeneutron too. And oh boy, if you thought KittenSneeze was bad, well, she's even worse than we thought. So I found a Google Doc compiling current and old information on KittenSneeze. Obviously, I'm not going to be talking about things that I've already went over last video. We're going to be going over some new things, and things outside of the doc too. Of course, I will be linking it below. If you are worried that it's going to be a long read, well, it's actually not that long of a doc. It's only a few pages or so. So let's take a look at KittenSneeze and her scamming. Wait, KittenSneeze scammed people? Wait, are you for real? This is probably something that you've never heard of prior to this video. So KittenSneeze had a Patreon where she would offer various things to her patrons, but instead of actually offering that stuff, she canceled it and scammed her fans. I find it funny that somebody like Parlo could do this shit and get backlash for it, but if KittenSneeze does it, she gets no backlash, probably because she's a woman.
Hey yo, what the A Parlo Manson in the great 2026. Never before would I think I would hear that name again, but here we are. Right, so that last sentiment is just absolute crazy. I mean, comparing Parlo with KittenSneeze is just wild, because they're nothing alike. If anything, KittenSneeze is more like a stupid, dumb, you know, edgy artist, whatever, and Parlo is just literally the next coming of Jimmy Savile. But back on topic, yeah, so I have an issue with this specific clip here, and that is the fact that SH claims that apparently KittenSneeze quote-unquote scammed her audience, and he does not provide any receipts, sources, or anything to back up these claims. He's just saying it. Like, legitimately, I went to the Google document he linked in the description, and it doesn't mention anything about scamming. So where did he get this from? Well, I decided to do my own independent research, decided to see where this accusation came from, and the best I can find is apparently a claim from someone named Hero
Gravity.
where they had this discussion where they talked about doing a commission with KittenSneeze, but then canceling it because they were some kind of financial run, and KittenSneeze not refunding them because something about a contract. I'll just play you a small segment from the clip. I highly recommend you guys watch the live stream for yourself. It will be linked in the description down below.
It was October, November. It was around near the end of 2022. It was the last time I talked to her, where I decided that I wanted to cancel the commissions that I had with her because I did not have proper finances to complete the payments, and I was already in a hard place. Then I needed the money because I was moving away from where I used to live, just to get a better location. Now, earlier to mention about contracting, she mentioned that once I came to the agreement with her about this very expensive commission, which was $1,500 at minimum, that I could not ask for a refund and everything. Now, keep in mind, we did not form a contract. There was nothing signed. What she did is take a thing of text as a form of contract. She took that as a form of agreement that once payments are being made and once a given yes is confirmed, then there's no going back.
Again, this is just merely allegations and word of mouth. We don't know if this what actually happened. But like SH, all you have to do is basic research and basic thinking. Like you can't just say shit like, oh, she scammed someone and not elaborate further. And then compare her to fucking Parlo. That's like the wildest shit you can do.
Oh, it's because most people don't know about it, and they're focused on a bunch of the other things related to this woman. You can argue that Parlo is far more infamous than KittenSneeze, but let's be honest, these two are pretty similar to each other. Woman or not, I don't think a simple "I'm sorry" is going to do enough. Now, funnily enough, it seems that she made a new Patreon, which just gives me the vibe she tried to scam her fans intentionally with making that old one, which I do not understand. Don't you make enough money as is? Why would you need to do something like that? It's scummy. If Parlo can get backlash for it, then you should get backlash for it. It's that simple.
Oh my god. What the hell are you on about? He has yet to provide any evidence, receipts, or even a goddamn tweet referring to this allegation to prove that it's actually real. The only thing he provided is the fact that KittenSneeze has a new Patreon, which doesn't prove shit. It literally doesn't. And I honestly don't know why he's trying to compare Parlo to goddamn KittenSneeze and saying they're the same person. No, the hell they're not. Parlo is an idiotic, bumbling, malicious, slanderous cunt. And KittenSneeze was a dumb, edgy dude. They are literally not the same. And to claim that, and for you to make that claim is pure insanity, brother. Like, my god, she said a bunch of slurs when she was 17 and drew some dumb art when she was 13. It's really not that deep. She did something stupid when she was a kid, apologized for it, and moved on. I legit don't know why you guys are gassing this up as if she's like the next Hitler.
That KittenSneeze has ruined any and all opportunity for people's futures when it comes to the music sphere on the internet. It's now a requirement for you to bend to these people's will. You have to listen to them, and you cannot oppose them. And it's honestly quite sad. You shouldn't have to do this. If you don't want to work for somebody like KittenSneeze or jakeneutron, you shouldn't have to. Once you start bending to these people's will, you are their slaves. You are their property. They own you. And they can throw you out anytime they want. You oppose them, you're gone, and you're never coming back.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Brother, respectfully, what the fuck are you on about? This guy is describing KittenSneeze and jakeneutron as if they're like the elites, like they're the one who's controlling the whole community. Like, what are you on about? What kind of schedule pills are you taking? Because I really need some. Like, this guy's entire video is just going on a very long, exhausting rant about KittenSneeze, not provide any receipts or anything to back up any of his stupid claims. And then he just like described her like she's like some kind of puppet master, like she's part of the Illuminati, controlling everything from the backgrounds, pulling the strings, and getting you fired. What's that? You lost your commissions? Well, it wasn't the client's fault. It was actually KittenSneeze's fault. She's the puppet master. She's the reason why your grandmother got into a car accident. Low-key, this guy should be put into an asylum.
And so, that leaves us with one more thing to discuss. The fence sitters of KittenSneeze and jakeneutron. And I just have to ask, why do you guys have zero to no backbone? Why are you afraid to confront your friends? Is it because you're afraid you'll be thrown out? That is not how your friends should treat you. You should not be afraid to confront your friend on something that they did. And what annoys me about this so much is that people like this will act like they know something, but won't say it. Why can't you say it? If you know something that I don't, then tell me. What you are doing here is fence sitting. You have nothing to say, so all you do is sit on the fence and give me nothing to go off of. So why even try if you're not even going to try to begin with? You make yourself look like an absolute clown and a fool, and alongside that too, a joke. Keep living inside of that echo chamber that you put yourself in, because it seems like you don't want to leave it.
This guy is fucking stupid!
Holy retardation, this motherfucker doesn't know the meaning of fence sitter. Brother, a fence sitter is someone who's in the middle guy, the guy who's neutral about the whole thing, not the opposition. You're thinking of the opposition here, not the fence sitters. Get your definition correct. Also, that little comment you showed as an example of a fence sitter is just not a very good example. He was correcting you, as he should. He was correcting you on stuff that you should have, done research on, like the stupid slurs being 6 years ago, the Nazi fucking shit. Like, he was just correcting you. I see nothing wrong with it. How's this fence sitting? And I just really love how he claims that they're in an echo chamber when that's not how fence sitting works at all. Again, if you want a proper term for these people that are quote unquote oppositioning you, it would be called KittenSneeze defenders, not fence sitters.
You.
Dumb hedgehog. Oh my god. Yeah, so that's enough of that. If I continue to watch it, I feel like I'm gonna commit some kind of domestic crime. So let's drop this video and just talk about this guy's past because it is generally the most interesting thing about the situation. So after his videos on KittenSneeze and jakeneutron went viral, let's just say someone dug up into S8's past and found some very interesting bits. By bits, I mean all tweets of him using the slur for Spanish people. Terrific. And of course, apparently some DMs got leaked of Mr. S8 being very toxic towards someone, calling them very naughty words and just being very hostile towards them. Now, we don't know the whole context behind these DM messages, but from an outside perspective, this looks really bad. And another allegation that got pulled to the roster is apparently SH allegedly suicide baited someone. So this claim came from this person right here, who I'll play a clip of right now.
The worst thing I think he has done is suicide baiting. Now, if you don't understand what suicide baiting is the threat of killing yourself to gain pity, to gain sadness, to gain attention. Essentially, you're threatening to harm yourself just to get attention and just for people to feel bad about you. And before you say, oh, but what if he's serious? What if he's not doing it? First off, I checked in. What's today? Today is the 24th. I checked in the morning of the 23rd and saw that he made an announcement on his YouTube post saying that he has not committed the act and he is still okay and he will talk about it. But at least a little under a week ago, he sent me a picture of him holding a large kitchen knife right by his wrist as if he was going to cut it. That is suicide baiting. You are baiting me, and it wasn't even just me who he sent it to. He sent it to a whole bunch of YouTubers who will remain unnamed just for their protection and just because I don't want them to be roped into it.
Now, it is very important to mention that S6 did make a response video, addressed all the things, and took accountability for it. But first off, it was very vague and he didn't go that much into details about, you know, the whole thing, but he still addresses it, whatever. But also another thing, by his own logic, you shouldn't forgive him. Because remember, he said this.
And I don't want to hear the whole, this was years ago, he probably doesn't stand by it, which I hope he wouldn't stand by it, but I don't believe this guy. Blocking and banning those from your Discord server that confront you on it, I don't know, Jake, that doesn't really help your case, dude.
So according to his logic, even if you did something stupid when you were like a dumb kid, like saying a dumb word that you shouldn't be saying, you shouldn't be forgiven. Because, well, it doesn't matter if it was years ago and you were just a dumb kid. You still said it. If you want to criticize someone for not, you know, being up to your standards, but if you don't hold yourself towards those standards, then what's the point of having them, you know? Like, I'm not saying that you shouldn't be forgiven. Obviously, you did some dumb things as a kid and you already addressed it, you know, all things is fine, whatever. Although, he didn't really address the whole Discord DM messages. I'm still very curious on what was going on here. I need the lore. I'm gonna link SH response video in the description so you guys can go check it out for yourself. Overall, this guy is a bumbling buffoon, if I have to say so myself. Like, honestly, he is a dimwit. His whole coverage was just bad overall. All he did was just yap and yap. No receipts, no screenshots, maliciously twisting, obscuring context, or just doing very stupid shit. It's just disappointing. Because of him, thousands of people saw his videos and now are just running with the narrative that KittenSneeze is some kind of like malicious evil person. But if, you know, analyze all her dramas with a more critical mind, you start to realize, oh, she's just a dumb bitch. That's about it. And the whole jakeneutron thing, I am not touching that with a 500-meter stick, but I will say that we still don't know the whole story. But from an outside perspective, these DM messages look very, and I mean, oh my god, look very bad. So in conclusion, what did we learn? Well, SH is a dumb idiot. Do not cover dramas ever again. Please just go back to making Sonic videos. KittenSneeze, dumb bitch. jakeneutron. So yeah, that's all for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, then make sure you smash the like button. And if you are a new viewer here who somehow enjoyed this video, then make sure you smash that subscribe button. Turn on that bell so you'll be notified every time I upload a shitty video. Thank you all for watching. Hope you guys are having a great day, night, whatever time it is in your time zone. And yeah, I'll see you all next time. See ya.
Do you know that feeling of
of a bright and sunny day. Well, that's the feeling that I get when I tell a kid they can't play. Your butterflies, my poison spiders, your